Hello. In the middle of life's rush, while going back and forth between career goals and future concerns, are questions like, who am I? What is my purpose in this world? Why am I here? Echoing inside you. Maybe you are looking for your own place, your own meaning in this complicated world. Today, we will discover a wisdom that can shed light on this very search, whose roots date back centuries but is also fresh and valid for today's people. This is such knowledge that it will open the door to understanding not only who you are, but also the essence of this magnificent universe we live in. If you are ready, let's embark on this special journey that will open our minds, with the guidance of the unique work of the great scholar Unsolved Ibrahim Haqqi Hazrat Marifat name. The essence of the universe, the perfect man. Unsolved Ibrahim Haqqi Hazrat whispers a very striking truth to us in Marifat name. The essence of this vast universe, its most valuable, most meaningful part is actually the perfect man, that is, the mature man. So, who is this perfect man? A man who has realized his potential to the fullest, polished the essence within him, become wise, and reached perfection. Look, let's listen to this sacred hadith to understand the value of this mature man's heart. The Almighty Allah says, I have a treasury that is greater than the throne, more spacious than the Kursi, more adorned than the realm of Malakut, and purer than paradise. The place of that treasury is faith, the sky is knowledge of Allah, the sun is enthusiasm, the moon is love, and its stars are thoughts. Its clouds are reason, its rain is mercy, its rivers are service, its trees are worship, its fruits are good manners, and its mansions are striving. It has 4 pillars, tawakkul, trust in Allah, tafwiz, submission to Him, patience and consent, pleasure. It has 4 gates, knowledge, ilm, hilm, gentleness, dhikr, remembrance of Allah, and uns, closeness to Allah. Be careful, that treasury is the heart of my perfect and wise servant. Think about it. The most precious treasure in the universe is the heart of a person who has dedicated himself to improving himself with good morals and getting closer to the Creator. Doesn't this inspire you tremendously? The peak of servitude and the station of consent. A perfect man is a person who lives his servitude in the most perfect way. But this servitude is not just about religious worship as we know it. It also means fulfilling one's responsibilities towards life in the best way possible and living an honest, virtuous life. This state of perfect servitude takes a person to the station of consent. What is the station of consent? Seeing and accepting everything that life brings, its difficulties, its ease, its ups and downs, every experience, good or bad, as an opportunity to learn. How beautifully our Prophet said, the person who is content with what is sufficient for him has found salvation and happiness. Being unwilling and fulfilling every desire. Now we come to a point that seems a bit confusing but is very deep. Unsolved Ibrahim Haqqi Hazrat says, the perfect man has achieved every desire and wish by being unwilling and unwilling. How so? Like this, when we stop constantly chasing our own small, selfish desires and surrender ourselves to a greater purpose, the magnificent flow of the universe, we actually reach the true peace and satisfaction we are looking for. Just like a river flows towards the sea instead of trying to become a lake on its own and reaches its true destination. So, giving up the endless desires of our own small ego carries us to a greater purpose and true freedom. Hierarchy, the path from soil to the heart. Marifat name shows us that there is an interesting hierarchy in the universe. Soil is home to minerals and plants. Plants are a source of food for animals. Animals serve the human body. The human body is a vehicle, a garment for the heart. And here is the most crucial point. The human heart is the center where the wisdom and love of the Creator manifests. In other words, the most valuable and meaningful being of the universe is the perfect man, who is closest to this divine knowledge and love. The human heart is the source of knowing and loving God. Sharia, Tariqah, truth, a modern perspective. 3 basic elements come together in the perfect man: Sharia, that is, ethical and moral principles; Tariqah, that is, the path of personal development and spiritual discipline; and truth, that is, the deep meaning of the universe and existence. His words, his actions, and his morality are all beautiful. That is why he inspires others. Just as it is stated in the hadith, the Sharia is my words, the Tariqah is my actions, and the truth is my states. If a person has these 3 characteristics together, he is truly a mature, perfect individual. If he has both, he is considered both a believer, and a wise man. If he has only one, he is a believer but is heedless, has low awareness. If he has neither, he is ignorant and lazy. The entire universe is a single person. Unsolved Ibrahim Haqqi Hazrat wants us to think of the entire universe as a single, living organism. And the perfect man is the luminous heart of this gigantic organism. In other words, everything is deeply connected to each other and the perfect man is the most conscious, most valuable part of this whole. This journey of maturation is very closely related to empathy, understanding the suffering of others and developing a universal consciousness. Allah knows, you do not, coping with uncertainty. The perfect person knows this secret very well. No one can achieve his, her own desires through his, her own efforts alone. That level cannot be reached by working and enduring difficulties alone. For this reason, the perfect person has set aside his/her own desires and plans and has entered the path of trust, that is, trusting in Allah and relying on Him, and has opened his/her heart to divine grace and inspiration. It is beautifully stated in the Quran, it may be that a thing is good for you, but you dislike it. It may be that a thing is bad for you, but you love it. Allah knows, but you do not know. Surah Al-Baqarah, 216. This verse is a very important principle that will help us cope with the uncertainties and tests that life brings. Sometimes, the things we want the most can harm us, while the things we do not want at all can actually be the best for us. That's why it's so valuable to develop a sense of surrender and trust in life. Trust, surrender and consent, applying to life. A perfect man who possesses this profound wisdom leaves his personal plans and ambitions aside. He trusts, that is, after doing his best, he leaves the result to Allah. He surrenders, that is, he does not resist the flow of life, but accepts it. And he makes consent, that is, contentment, a habit for himself. He learns to maintain inner peace in every situation. These principles can guide us in many areas, from the smallest problem in daily life to coping with exam anxiety and being resistant to the uncertainty of the future. Let us not forget that our Prophet said, whoever wants to be stronger and more solid than people should trust in Allah. Microcosm and macrocosm, the universe within us. Uzramlu Ibrahim Haki Hazrat says that the human soul's desire for something is actually similar to the manifestation of the Creator's will in the universe. Different systems in the human body correspond to different layers in the universe. For example, our memory is likened to the preserved tablet, which is like the universe's registry. In other words, we are actually small but very meaningful reflections of this vast universe. We carry the entire potential of the universe within us. Because Allah, the owner of infinite generosity, has given this realm of the body to your command and made you a sultan in His own small world. He has made your heart the throne, that is, the spiritual world, your brain the kursi, that is, the material world, and your memory power the preserved tablet. Dying before death, overcoming the ego. A perfect person does all worldly affairs in accordance with the will of God. As a result, his heart finds peace with the will of God. The confusion and disarray in his heart disappear. He directs all his efforts to God and reaches His presence. He no longer has his own efforts, preferences, orientations and desires. All of these have gone from him. He has eliminated all kinds of demands, desires, prayers and expectations. He has achieved all his wishes by abandoning his desires. He has made his ego, that is, his self, dead and found true love and has gone to the depths of his heart. Because he has adopted the command, die before you die, with his soul and spirit. The expression, die before you die, here does not refer to physical death, but to the death of ourself, our ego and our endless selfish desires. This means devoting ourselves to a greater purpose, being useful to others and maturing spiritually. Just as a seed breaks through its own hard shell to sprout, we too can reach our true potential by transcending our own limitations. As you can see, my friends, in this ancient work Marifat name, Uzramlu Ibrahim Haki Hazrat reminds us not only the secrets of the universe, but also how valuable and meaningful our own inner world is. The journey of becoming a perfect man is to listen to our inner voice, to constantly learn, to develop, to know ourselves and to live in harmony with the universe. And remember, you also have this tremendous potential. If this video inspired you and opened new doors, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel. We would be very happy if you shared your thoughts and your own experiences on this subject in the comments section. See you in our next video. Take care of yourself and remember, your journey is very valuable. Goodbye.